Very good evening to you. Thank you so much for tuning in to Dream TV. Peace Nobami is my name, and I'm in the studios with the news this evening. We want to start it off with tobacco. Now, the civil society organizations that advocate for free tobacco Uganda are not contented with the tax increment to tobacco products from 40% to 55%. They say they are not enough considering the health implications of tobacco smoking. While addressing the press at the Uganda Health Consumers Organization offices in Bukoto, Kampala, CSOs highlighted the tax to the tobacco products should be increased by 75%. We have the report. Let's take a look.
Budget year 2019-2020 was raised by the Minister for Finance, Planning and Economic Development, Honorable Matia Kaseija. However, according to the budget, taxes on tobacco products were raised to 55% from 40%. Civil society organizations that advocate for free tobacco Uganda have raised a concern that the 15% increase to tobacco products is not enough. It still makes cigarettes remain cheap and affordable.
Not contented with the 15%, what we expect is 75%, between 75 and 80%, because Uganda has already agreed to this. We have also got to understand that even for growing tobacco, people who grow tobacco are the poorest. So we need to see a movement for human capital development in the budget.
So the reason why government should increase, it's because the more the tobacco products become expensive, the higher the chances of us having many people dropping off. And that means we get what they call a health benefit.
Robin Akatairimba, Executive Director, Uganda National Health Consumers Organization, addressing journalists at their offices in Bukoto, said that the lower taxes on tobacco products allows more young people to continue smoking, hence getting tobacco-related diseases.
We are also putting a health burden on the Ministry of Health, but also on individual pockets. We are also allowing young, poor people to smoke more. We also see a lot of cigarettes smuggled in different forms. We need to see the spirit of the Tobacco Control Act reflected within the budget that the Minister for Finance read to us.
Christopher Kwizera, Executive Director, Uganda Non-Communicable Disease Alliance, says that the tobacco smoking is the major risk factor of getting non-communicable diseases, especially in Uganda, hence need to reserve tobacco consumption in the country.
Once we reverse the tobacco consumption in the country, we will be reducing the number of deaths that we record. I just want to echo what he was talking about, that non-communicable diseases are responsible for 40% of all deaths in the country. For every 100 people who die, 40 die due to non-communicable diseases. And the leading contributor to the non-communicable diseases is tobacco.
Civil society organizations also raised a concern for business people who have continued to violate the Tobacco Control Act 2015 by selling banned products like shisha, kuba and mijaj, showing an example of mijaj which discovered being sold in Entebbe municipality.
When we were conducting an inspection in Entebbe, we found mijaj. It does not have all the mechanisms the Tobacco Control Act introduces. Because the Tobacco Control Act, for instance, says not for sale for persons below 21 years. When you look at this, the Tobacco Control Act says don't give smokers incentives. So these guys are saying 3 Porsches free when you see here. And this is, of course, being used by the border riders, because as they are riding, they cannot hold the cigarette stick.
To see this product is for export, which means it is meant to come to Uganda or any other countries, but it is also written on in Swahili, which means it is intended for the market, the East African market. and yet in Uganda it is a banned product. So we would want to understand, where does it pass? Why is it allowed to pass and come to Uganda, but also why is it sold on the open market and yet it is a banned product?
They say that the people involved in such businesses should be arrested and the products get impounded.
Government should strengthen the anti-smuggling unit and the customs, but also Kampala Capital City Authority, especially their law enforcement officers, should, after now we have flagged off that this is Mijaj and it is banned, they should go to Chikubo, because in Chikubo that is where it is rampant.
It should be remembered that the Tobacco Control 2015 banned electronic cigarettes like shisha, banned Cuba, Mijaj, and also prohibits smoking in a public place. At least 50 meters away, banned smoking to persons under 21 years, banned advertising, promotion and display of tobacco products, among others.